Hi guys, welcome to part 3 of Manic Mumdays. This is going to be our third Manic Mumday video and it's going to be Delilah's 5-month update. So it's going to be all about Delilah at 5 months old. I've got my cup of tea, so you grab yours and let's sit down and have a bit of a chit chat. So Delilah was 5 months old on Saturday. And I'm just going to talk about all the things she's doing, all the things she loves, and just all about her at 5 months old. Getting started, I'm first going to talk about some of her developmental milestones. So the first one, I think her first big milestone was at 5 weeks old. She started rolling front to back, and she did that for a while until very recently, I think in the past 2 weeks, she started rolling back to front. And since she started rolling back to front, the past week or so, she's been getting up on hands and knees and rocking backwards and forwards, ready to go. Which, in all honesty, I'm not too looking forward to having a crawler, but it'll be exciting for a day until I'm chasing her all around the house, wanting her to just do as she's told. Also, I've got notes on my phone, so if I look down, that's why. She was sleeping through the night so when she was, up until she was 3 weeks old, she just basically didn't sleep. We were up all night with her. When she turned 3 weeks old, controversial as it may be, we started letting her sleep on her stomach. She suffered a lot with wind, so we used white water and it was the only thing that helped. Also, what we found helped her sleep was we started sleeping on her stomach. And then she started sleeping through the night from 7 PM until 6 AM, and then it should go back to sleep till 10 AM, which was amazing. I was like, what's all this no sleep thing about? My baby sleeps great. I was one of the really lucky ones. Until we hit the dreaded 4-month regression. And we hit that and I felt like someone had just taken away my baby one night and replaced it with this human that I just felt like I had a whole new baby. So you spend them whole 4 months learning about your baby, learning how your baby works, learning their routines, and then all of a sudden you just feel like you've got to learn again. And I just felt completely out of my depth with this baby that just screamed all the time and didn't sleep. Her sleep now is getting, I want to say, a bit better. It's hit and miss at the minute. So some nights now she will sleep and only wake up once in the night. Some nights she is still waking up multiple times. So last night I think she went to sleep at about, I'll say about 11. It might have been a little bit earlier, but I feel like she went to sleep about 11 and she only woke up between 11 and 6 AM once. Whereas the night before she wouldn't go to sleep until midnight. Bearing in mind, last night we were out and she fell asleep as soon as we got home, really. So 11 o'clock is late, but it was when we got home. But the night before I had gone up to bed with her at about 8 o'clock because I wanted an early night, and she did not go to sleep until gone at midnight. And then between midnight and 6 AM she woke up 3 times. So yeah, her sleep at the minute is very hit and miss. I'm just taking the good days as it comes and trying to forget about the bad days. So I'm hoping that will get a bit better soon. I also said her mood during the 4-month regression, she was whiny all the time. I just felt like she was never happy, and that has got to be wrong. During the weeks of it happening, she must have been happy at least some of the time. But I just felt like she wasn't ever happy. I felt like I had the most miserable baby in the world. And that's getting better now. She is a lot happier now. She still does have her whines and her cries, like all babies do, obviously. But I feel like I've got my happy baby back, and it's such a relief. I feel so much better in myself for it. Even though I'm still lacking sleep, I'm not a lacking sleep mess with this baby screaming at me. It's 24/7. When she is awake, I can enjoy her. I think she was 4 months and a week. She just turned 4 months old. and she cut her bottom 2 teeth at exactly the same time, so very early. She started teething at about 3 months. I think we had about 3 weeks maybe of teething, but that's from like the very start until the teeth came through. So she's got her bottom 2 teeth now. She's had them for, yeah, about a month. She's had them now, which is exciting. But again, teething was awful. It's something I just wasn't prepared for. I knew it was going to be hard, but I just didn't know exactly how hard this teething was going to be. And it was at the same time that she was going through the 4-month regression, so I just felt like everything was thrown at me at one go. I'm so glad I'm out the other side of it for now. Like, I love her having her little teeth, they're really cute. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, do you need any more? Like, can you live with just 2? Because I'm not looking forward to going through teething again at all. She is still exclusively breastfed, so she's never had a bottle or formula of any kind. She's only ever had breast milk, which I'm not dragging you if you formula feed your babies. I'm just really proud at the fact that I've managed to breastfeed. Home birth and breastfeeding were the 2 really big things when I was pregnant that I would have been really devastated if I couldn't do. And the fact that I got my home birth and I've managed to breastfeed pretty easily, I feel really thankful for and grateful for, because they were the 2 things I really wanted. And I know that not everybody gets what they want, like how they envision their labour or their motherhood start to go. They don't get it, and I feel really lucky that I did, and I got both of my biggest wishes, which is great. So yeah, I'm not dragging you if you couldn't breastfeed or if you chose not to. I feel like I shouldn't even have to say this, but you do. I'm just really proud that I managed to, and I still am breastfeeding Delilah solely, even though that brings me on to my next thing of her having some solids now. So again, you're told don't give your baby any solids until 6 months, which I was going to follow. But personal preference, what works for our family is Ben can't, he feels a bit left out because she hasn't got any bottles and things like that. So being able to help with some weaning and help giving her bits of food. And this makes it sound like we are feeding her meals. We're not. She's having tastes of things like every other day. Like, it's not every day, and it's not anything actually substantial. It's just like more getting the taste of things in her mouth and learning the taste of things. So she's started having tastes of things every now and again. Past few weeks, really, nothing major. Maybe the past like week or so it's been a little, like before that it'd literally just be like a lick. Now she's like getting bits in her mouth and kind of exploring food a little bit more. I'm letting her hold food and stuff now, so she can get used to textures and tastes and smells, and so more so she can get used to stuff when we do wean her. Her favourite thing at the minute is she quite likes a bit of like banana, but she also loves the melt, I think they're at the Ella's Kitchen, I can't remember, but they're like melty puffs, and they're like what, they dissolve in your mouth as soon as you eat one. And she loves, while me and Ben are eating our meal, because she started following when we were eating and drinking, she would like have her eyes on us and literally shouting at us, which was what made me think maybe we could start giving her a little bit, because I'm her mum and I know you're supposed to wait till 6 months, but to me I was like, you're ready to start having a little bit. So I made the decision when she started doing that to start giving her little bits. So now usually when we are eating our meal, I'll sit her in a little bumbo, put a little bib on her and give her a melty puff, so she feels like she's part of the experience and she can get used to like meal times as a family. But these melty puffs, she inhales. They are gone in seconds. She loves them, and she loves a little bit of banana. She's tried little tastes of other things, but nothing that I can think of like, oh yeah, she really enjoyed that. I think that's the main 2 things. Yeah, she has got a dummy, which she loves. I didn't want her to have a dummy. Originally, I was like, I don't want her to have a dummy, don't want her to have a dummy. When she was, she had her, went 4 weeks without a dummy, and then we gave her one. When we gave her one, it was because she was literally sucking her hand constantly, and constantly, you knew she wasn't hungry because she'd be on the breast and crying, because as soon as the milk came out she would start crying. So she wanted the sucking comfort, but she didn't want the milk, and she would just suck her hand, but then she had no control over her hands, so she didn't quite know how to get it in and take it out. And so we eventually decided to give her a dummy, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it was probably one of the best parenting decisions I've made to date. Like, as much as I didn't want her to have one, it has helped so much. She's just one of those babies that needs that comfort, and I obviously couldn't provide that because I was providing milk that she didn't want. So she does have a dummy at the minute, and I'm trying not to give it to her all the time, but at the same time it's like, if that makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. And she's a baby, babies have dummies, so I'm over it now. I cried when she first had it and she liked it. I actually cried, but I'm totally over it now. And yeah, it was like one of the best things that we did was give her a dummy. She's still in our bedroom currently, in her next to me, and there are no set plans as of yet to move her. I know that they say at 6 months they can go in their own room, but to me that's just like a can, and I don't feel ready yet to have her not next to me all night, which again is just personal preference. I'd just rather her be in with me, and I haven't set a date for her not to be in with me yet. I enjoy having her there, especially at the minute because she's waking up in the night. It's easier to, I know it might sound really lazy, but it's easier to have her right next to me to just grab her and feed her than having to like get out of bed, go into her room, do all that and feed her and then get back into bed, which at what point I'd be like wide awake as well and probably won't be able to get back to sleep. And at the minute I wake up and feed her as soon as she like before she starts crying. Whereas if she was in her own room, I might not pick up on it as quick and she might get more distressed and more awake. Whereas now she just has a little feed and goes straight back to sleep. So yeah, we're planning to keep her in our room for a little while longer. I'm not quite sure how long yet. But yeah, that's going well for us. We're enjoying, well, I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying having her with me. I'd probably keep her in with me forever if I could. Her favourite activity that we do is probably swimming and bath time. She loves being in the water. She loves swimming, she loves bath time, she just loves kicking her legs and splashing around. Like, it's her favourite thing. Other than she's a bit of a telly addict. She also loves a little bit of telly. I remember we went to IKEA when she was maybe about 3 months old. I can't really remember. She wasn't very old at all. And we went to IKEA and she found the one television in the whole of IKEA and was glued to it. Like, absolutely glued to it. Although now she is more like picky with what she'll keep her attention on. So before, like, if the telly was on at all, she'd be glued to it. Now it's, if something's on that's going to hold her interest, she'll be glued to it. If it's not something that's going to hold her interest, she'll just cry and it won't help. But at the minute she's loving Little Baby Bum, which she's always loved. She's never really been interested in like Peppa Pig or Teletubbies or any of them children's TV programmes. She's always liked Little Baby Bum on YouTube, just the nursery rhymes. She loves that. And she's also taken a liking to, if you watch the vlogs you'll know, SpongeBob. It's really random, but she absolutely loves SpongeBob. The first time it just came on the TV and I noticed that she was glued to it. I was like, oh, like she was glued to SpongeBob. Then she started like happy shouting at TV, like one of her happy shouts, and I was like, oh, she loves it. Then the adverts came on and her attention drifted. As I say, like, she can't keep her attention if it's not something that interests her. So her attention drifted, and as soon as SpongeBob came back on the TV, she was like, ah, 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 shouting at, she got so excited, shouting at the TV. So yeah, now we've discovered that she loves SpongeBob, though I've been trying to find a SpongeBob teddy for her, and you can't find them anywhere. I don't think they make SpongeBob things anymore. So if anyone knows where I can grab a SpongeBob teddy for less than like £20 like they are on Amazon, let me know, because I don't fancy paying that much for one. And I know in some car boot sellers you probably pick them up for like 20p or something. For the first time the other day, I got a shower on my own without a baby screaming at me. It was my first me time I've had in 5 months, and I came out feeling like a whole new woman. So I've been very, I wouldn't say I do attachment parenting. I don't like to label parenting, personally, I don't like to label my parenting styles. I follow basics of a couple of parenting styles that I like the sound of, but I don't label it. I just parent how I feel is right for me, and I'm more like instinctively parent Delilah, so what just feels natural. And up until the other day, leaving her just at all just didn't feel natural. She was attached to me pretty much all the time. We slept together, she napped in the same room to me. I would carry her in a sling if she was whining in her pram. I would carry her in a sling if she was whining and I needed to get jobs done. I would cuddle her while she napped. She was with me all the time, and if I did want to shower, I would wait until she fell asleep. So this was probably about once a week, as every night we have a bath together. So if you didn't know, she baths with me because we tried her in her baby bath when she was like a week or so old and she just screamed. So after that we just sold the baby bath, and she's been in with me every night since then, which I love, but I also miss my me time and I miss my long hot baths on my own. Going off on a bit of a tangent, next week we're going on holiday, and I've specifically booked the holiday home that's got a jacuzzi bath for the pure fact that I'm going to leave Delilah with Ben for an hour while I soak in this bath on my own, because it'll be my first bath on my own since I was in labour. I was in the bath when I was in labour. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So if I had wanted a shower before, I'd wait until Delilah was having a nap, and then I would jump in the shower, try and do it really quick, and literally every time I did it, as soon as I got it in that shower and put shampoo in my hair, she'd wake up. And then she'd just scream until I could like hurriedly finish doing what I was doing. It was never a relaxing experience, it was like a necessity more than anything that I enjoyed. So the other day, out of the blue, I didn't even think about it. Ben was on half a day, it must have been Saturday, it was the day she turned 5 months old, and just out of the blue I just turned around and was like, oh, Ben, I've just fed her, she's in a good mood, she's not going to be unhappy for a while because she's been fed, I'm going to go and get a shower. And he was like, yeah, okay then. And it wasn't until I walked upstairs and I was like, oh, like, I didn't even think about that then. I didn't even think about, oh, is she going to be okay? And obviously I've never worried, it's never been leaving her with Ben that I worried about, it was just leaving her at all. And to a lot of people it's, you went for a shower, you were away from home for half an hour, you were in the same house. But like to me it was a big thing, like, yeah, it was like, I felt like that was a proper milestone for me. Just, I couldn't hear her at all, I had the shower on, I had music on, and I just put my full trust in Ben, which I do anyway, I love him, I trust him. But it was the first time that I'd had I couldn't see her, I couldn't hear her. She'd been completely out of my sight for like more than 5 minutes. So that was a big milestone, that was my first me time, and I just did it when I felt ready. So many people were like, oh, if you wait until you're ready, you'll never be ready. And I tried to go with what I thought, and I thought, I will, it will come, and it did. So I'm glad that I didn't listen to them and that I listened to myself, and I went with what felt instinctive to me. And yeah, so now I don't mind leaving her to go for a shower. I haven't done it again since, but don't doubt me, I'll be leaving her to go for a bath when we're on holiday. I'm trying to think if there's anything I've missed. I think that's about it, other than the fact that she absolutely loves, like, if you watch the vlogs, you've probably seen her flashing bear. She loves that toy. That is her favourite toy. She will roll towards it, she'll try and crawl towards it. She just loves that toy. Like, we had one and she loved it, and then it broke, and then we had to order another one, and they come from China, so it took like 2 weeks to get here. And trust me, those 2 weeks without one, it was like, oh my god, I could tell that we didn't have it because it was a nightmare. But yeah, she loves that bear. So yeah, that's her favourite toy. She also loves the crinkly books, like the soft baby books. She likes them. She likes eating them. She likes chewing everything. But she's not really, she's only just sort of taken an interest in toys. She also loves the Sophie giraffe. Like, I got given ours. To me, they just remind me of a dog toy. I don't know if they're worth the money, like, technically, but it's probably worth the money with how much she loves it. Like, she loves the Sophie giraffe, she loves the flashy bear, and she likes the crinkly books. But yeah, the Sophie giraffe and definitely the flashy bear, they are her, like, top favourites. I think she might be waking up. If she wakes up, I'll get her and I'll come and show you her. She is weighing now. I got her weighed not last week, the week before, but she was weighing 14 pounds 11. So her weight's like steadying out, but still very normal. And she is just going into, so she's in 3 to 6 month clothes. Some 0 to 3 still fit, but I'm trying to just phase them out even if they do fit, because she's going to be 6 months old and still in 0 to 3 if I don't start taking her out of it. So she's still in some 0 to 3, and she's going into 3 to 6. Some 3 to 6 is slightly big for her, but the majority of it still fits. The majority of it fits now. I can't think of anything else that I might have missed out, and I'm sure as soon as I wrap this video up, I'm going to think of like a million things. Like, I tried to note as much as possible, but you think of all these things about your baby, and then when you're like, right, I'm going to document it, you just forget it all. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. If anything else pops up, I'll just pop it in the 6-month update that I'll do in December. Probably, I'll do it as another Manic Mumday, and it'll probably be around this time next month I'll do her 6-month update. She hasn't yet woke up, so she is not going to be in this video. But if you want to see my little Delilah, head on over and watch our vlogs. We post a vlog every day, and we would love for you to join us and come and see all our little adventures. She is a cutie, honestly, you won't regret watching her. But even if you don't want to watch that and you just want to watch our mum days, come back next week, where I think we might be doing a house tour. But yeah, I'll leave that to you to come back and watch. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Have a fabulous mum day, and I'll see you all again next week.